Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here this afternoon with little Luna and Brandy, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is Luna's ability to understand and respond to her formal on-leash obedience commands. The little tiny corrections and lots of motivations that we give these babies when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Brandy is using a regular 6-foot web training leash. She keeps the bulk of the leash folded neatly in her right hand. That leaves her left hand free to give any little correction that's needed, and the only correction that we give is a tiny little tug and release on the training collar. Brandy's going to go over several different training collars with you tomorrow, and you're going to be able to choose the one that you feel the most comfortable using. So she is sitting very nicely at Brandy's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done. And the first exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is heeling. Heeling is proper walking on a leash, and the command is Luna, heel. Now at this point, Luna has a job to do, and that is to stay even with your left leg, not forging ahead or lagging behind, but walking with you. And each time that you stop your feet, she has been taught to sit automatically without being told to wait for her next command, so that if you're out walking and you stop to cross traffic or talk to someone on the street, she should be sitting nicely at your left and waiting for her next command. And the next command that Brandy's going to demonstrate is the sit stay. The stay is a hand and a voice command, and because it is a stationary exercise, it is a one-word command. The long sit stay when you're practicing at home is for 30 seconds, working up to 3 minutes. Now Brandy dropped her leash, and this is the beginning of intermediate training. She returns all the way back around her, and when she gets back to her shoulders, she stops. She picks up her leash, and they will take off heeling again. Whenever you start intermediate training, which is amazing for a 4.5-month-old puppy, you just start by dropping your leash, not just taking the leash off. It's something that you do in stages. Brandy leaves her in another sit stay. She turns to face her. She drops her leash. And the next command that she's going to demonstrate for you is the come on command. She uses her name, she uses a happy voice, and this is the only time that we've been using a treat with her because the come command is so important. And then she takes her back to heel and back sitting. Very nicely done. We're very proud of this young lady, I got to tell you. And I have Frenchies, and I know how hard they are. They're mini bulldogs, and they're very hard-headed, and she's amazing. Brandy talks to her, keeps her motivated, leaves her in another sit stay, drops her leash. You see Luna is extremely focused on Brandy. She walks all the way around her, walks back to her shoulders and stops. You see Luna look up at her because she knows that she's going to give her another command. And whether you move quickly or you move slowly, she should be right with you. I'm trying to keep it so that you can see her because she's so tiny. Now the next commands that we're going to be demonstrating for you are the down commands. The first one is the down from a heel position. So with her seated at your left, you take your left open palm, push it straight down toward the ground, and give the one-word command to down. Now practice your stationary commands, your sit stay and your down stay. Now she broke that down, and that's okay. Brandy just called her. There was no negative, no, or yelling or anything like that. This time Brandy will keep her on the leash, because whenever they break during off leash, you go back to basics. And like I was saying, you can practice this indoors as well as outdoors. When Brandy returns back to her, she walks all the way around her, back to heel, and they take off again. Now, keep in mind that some of the time that you were spending playing with her, cuddling with her, do your obedience. Put your video on and practice, because that is quality time that you're spending with your dog, and you can see the bond between her and Brandy and how in tune she is to Brandy, and that's what you want. You want her to be looking at you for direction. Brandy calls her in. Whoops, sorry about that. And then goes back to heel and back sitting. Very good. And really the secret to success is to keep this up when she goes home. And like I said, substitute some of the time that you spent just playing with her doing this. Brandy's going to use her left open palm straight down. Whoops, I thought she was going to put her into a down. That's your down from heel. And because she's so young, I mean, sometimes her focus isn't 100%. Sometimes she'll be laying there and all of a sudden see a bug or a leaf, and she's got to get up and examine what's going on. But for her age and breed, she's amazing. By the time she's a year old, you'll have her completely off the leash. Now, Brandy's going to leave her in a sit-stay. She's going to turn to face her. This is your down from a distance. She's going to use the right hand to give the command and drop her into a down from a little bit of a distance, probably 2 feet, but you're going to be able to lengthen that out as well. I'm just so impressed with her focus. So Brandy's healing with her again. And keep your workouts to about 15 minutes. If you do your video, if you play your video through twice, that's 15 minutes basically of training, and for her age, that's enough. You always end it on a good note. Lots of praise. You can give her a treat. Now, we've demonstrated for you all of Luna's formal on-leash obedience commands. We'll have a packet of information that Brandy's going to go over with you tomorrow. She's going to answer any questions that you have, and then you're going to have a chance to actually put your hands on her and work her yourself. We have enjoyed having her. She is absolutely adorable. And thank you for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company. We will see you soon.